Yeah, hello guys. So, yeah, really welcome to the webinar on. So, hi guys, welcome to webinar on 3D modeling of robot vacuum cleaner. So, in this session, I'm going to teach you regarding how to make a 3D model. So, this software is actually Autodesk Inventor, which I'm actually showing you a portal over here. Directly, I've installed this software, and Autodesk Inventor 2022 is directly and freely available for all the students and also for the academic people who are actually trying to make few 3D models. And for students, it's also a very good software to start learning 3D modeling and also doing small kind of simulations also. So let's begin the session. Actually, we have waited for 5 minutes for the people to join, and we are going ahead with the session. So right now, when I have opened this part, actually I'm going to show you. Over here, you can see at the new. There are actually things like a square or a new assembly. When I'm just putting my cursor on it, it is showing whatever file which I'm going to touch them. So there is a dialog box showing that it's a new representation. It's called as new drawing. It's an assembly file, a new assembly, and also for this called as a new part. So once we start with the Autodesk Inventor portal, first we begin with a new part because we are going to draw a new part, right? So by clicking on new part, we have got this portal and it is named as part 2 over here. You can name the part as, rename it as, mm, so we can do the renaming afterwards. But before that, we'll be going with the sketch part. So we're going to select the sketch. So in the sketch, we are going to draw the part is of the case. So we need to draw the case, the outer case, and also the part of the lid of the case. So before that, I'm going to show you a video. I have already played it, but again, I'm going to show it. So you guys can see over here, this part is developed by Wonka Vision Technologies. This is the robot vacuum cleaner and the concept which we have made. And this is just a basic project type concept where students can make it on their own, which shows everything the parts where student can make it by themselves and also which are readily available in the market. As for the case, people can actually 3D print this file. We'll be also sharing the file afterwards. So you guys can see over here. So this is the model of the 3D model of the robot vacuum cleaner. So now we'll be moving on with the design, how to design the case. So the first part we are going to do is with the case. So guys, now we begin the drawing. So you can see over here in the window, we can see that there is a file 3D model, sketch, note, inspect, tools, manage, view, environments, get started, and collaborate. So here you guys can see that. So guys, if you can see the screen, just type me that you can see the screen or not in the live chat because I just wanted to know. So I'm going to draw the model. So over here now, actually I've showed that this is a window, and in this window now you can clearly see once we click 3D modeling, there are options, a lot of options. And once we click sketch, you can see there is options for sketch where a line, circle, arc, rectangle, and all the other options are available. So first begin with the basic options because we need to draw any shape. It requires a basic shape. Means even the basic shape can be converted afterwards as a complicated shape or whichever shape you desire to. So first we'll be taking a basic shape, and in rectangle there are a lot of options. Like you can use 2-point rectangle, 3-point rectangle, or else a 2-point center rectangle. And most preferable choice is that I actually use a 2-point center rectangle because you can directly dimension them. And before doing that, now you actually need to adjust the units of it. So before going drawing this, you need to go into the tools option over here, go to the document settings, and the units. Now you can click on the length, select the length you want, that's centimeters, and for mass it's kilogram. So once you're done with the option selection, you can see that all the options are selected nicely. You can close this dialog box, and now we'll be going to the sketch. Select rectangle, center point rectangle, select the center point rectangle, and you can see that um, I'll be dimensioning it as 25 or 26 into 26. So you guys can see that there is a square that has been formed, and now in this square now you can see the dimensions are 26 and 26. And over here, when you click on the 26, you can see that it's 26 centimeters. So you have got the square over here, and now we are going to add fillets for this. Fillets are nothing but the edges are being I'll show you practically. If you see that, it will be nice. So I placed a fillet of 5 centimeters. You can see that the edge has been the corner has changed into a circle one. The sharp corner will be converted into a circle corner. You can see over here, right? A small arc has appeared. And if I scroll it further, you can see it has the fillet has 5 centimeters. And again for the next option, same. And we'll be doing it for all the four sides. Once this is done, you can see that the corners are also nicely filleted. And now we need to add slots for the slots for placing the tires and the motors, right? If we want to make the mountings, we need to create a cuts over here so that these cuts can be converted into the mountings later. So we'll draw that from the middle point. So before that, actually, I'll show you the dimensions of a motor. So here you guys can see that this bow motor, which is called as the battery operated motor. We are using the same motor for robot vacuum cleaner wheels. So you can see this is the motor. I'm going to show the dimensions of this. So actually required to draw the mounting, which is the screw mountings which are required for us. You can see over here that there are two holes. Like I'm going to click on it and show you measure. So you can see the dimension. It is 3 mm diameter, and for two holes it is around 17.5 diameter. 17.5 mm so distance between the two holes. So right now we need to create a distance of 17.5, and for the edges now you can see the edges we require is 22.5 mm. So actually na 22.5 mm is in centimeters is it is 2.25, but actually now we give it a small allowance and we'll be making the entire 2.25 centimeters into 3 centimeters, so that now it would be easy, it would give us an ease to create a drawing over here. And also you must know the width of the motor, right? So for that also no, the dimension is over here, and this is it is 18.94 mm, which is 1.8 1.89, which is 1.89 mm. So here it is 2 centimeters. So this entire thing is been done with. So as per the tiles diameter now, most of the tiles diameter which we are using is 6 centimeters. So now if we take a orthographic form, I'll show you here, because since the motors are being placed over here. So you guys can see over here the motors are being placed as this over here, right, in the views. So once we need to create these two kind of motors now, we require two slots over here. So we'll be drawing the slots over here now. Let's take the line option, 6 centimeters, and we'll be taking a width of around 3 centimeters of width, 3 centimeters line. So you guys can see here the length of the rectangle which I have placed over here is 7 centimeters. And as for the second option, width we are putting it as 5 centimeters. Oh, sorry, not 5. Actually, we are going to place it as 3, 3 centimeters. So you can see we are oh sorry. If you do a mistake in the dimension, you can directly click on the dimension. You can change it. You can put it as 5 centimeters. So delete all the lines and the options over here. Actually, guys, there is more problem that occur. Mm, let's take the option again. 7 centimeters, and so it's showing as 5.8. Actually, we shouldn't take that much of length, but it's okay. We'll be taking around 5.97. Enter. And over here now, actually it's 3 centimeters, and over here we got the dimensions. So as now we are going to remove the line of 3 centimeters over here, and now we have already created a circle, so we'll be trimming off this line. Go to the trim option, click on this line, and it's trim. So we have got a slot for the motors, and it actually applies for the same on this side also. So by this side you can directly draw it easily. I'll show you. So I'll scroll it further. When I place my point on the other side of the line, you can see there is a dotted line which is directly coinciding with the line which I have drawn over here. So this line. So you can see over here. I'm going to create centimeters of 5.967. Width is done. And again on this side, you can see there are dotted lines that are being appearing whenever I place it, so that the exact dimension will be copied also over here, 7 centimeters. And again, you can see the diagram has been completed. You can directly trim the line over here. Click it on trim. Now we'll remove this dimension also, because the dimensions will actually confuse us a lot. So these parts are removed. So you can see the slots for the motors are ready, and now actually these parts are ready. So now we require to create a slot for the roller brush. So the roller brush is actually around 11 centimeters in length. We have already drawn the assembly. I'll show you. For that now we'll be creating a slot over here. Slot of 11 centimeter, sorry, 4 centimeters width and 11 centimeters length. So I have created that. It's been done. So for the slot and the motors, the have been created, and now we'll be more extruding it. Means this part will be generated as a 3D model. 3D model. Click on extrude. It will be asking for the area. So while selecting the areas now, be careful. Click on this area and cancel. And so guys, actually I just wanted to show you a mistake over here. You can see that whenever while extruding now, you need to be careful whether the lines have been completely connected or not. If they are not coinciding now, they won't happen. So this actually helped us a lot. You can directly go to the sketch again. Sketch, click on lines. Join the lines which are not correctly connected. So now it's a closed circuit loop. Check whether any open endings are there or not. So now we don't have any open endings. Go on to the 3D model. Click on extrude. You can see that an extrude has happened, and the extrude is around 10 mm. But actually, while we don't require 10 mm of thickness, if we are going to go with a plastic or a 3D print, So we are going to reduce the thickness, and the thickness would be around 3 because it's the base plate. So we'll be placing it as 3 So the 3 thickness has been drawn. You can see over here, it's been extruded nicely. Slots for the motor is also been done. So now you guys can see the slots have been drawn now. Now we require to create the mountings for mounting the motors, right? So for that we require to draw some new slots, new extensions, and I'm going to show the how to draw this new extensions. You can see that while I have clicked it on the surface, again I'm going to rewind it back. So this is the extruded surface, right? Once you are selected on the once you place your cursor on the extruded surface, you can see that the extruded surface is being selected as a green color, right? Click on it. When you right click on it, you can see options like over here a lot of options are there. You require to click it on new sketch. Go for new sketch, and now you'll be getting the same options for the sketch, right? Go for a rectangle, but this time for rectangle now, go for a 2-point rectangle, because already we have all the edges we require. So we have drawn two rectangles over here. They are done over here. So actually now we have not defined the dimensions for them, right? So we'll be checking the dimensions now. Dimension, click on the dimension option and click on the line which you want. It is 7 centimeters, and 7 centimeters are right. And now again you'll be going for the width. So it is 0.4. So here 0.4 centimeters it is. So 0 we require is 2 So we'll be changing it into 2 zero 0.2 we'll be placing it. 0.2 centimeters, which is 2 has been done. 0.2. So yes, actually for a while I have off the video. Sorry for that. And again, I'm going to on. So I hope you have got how to draw the mount sections for this. Mm, mm, most line. And here it is 17 point. So we require the mounting holes, right? So for the mounting holes now, we'll be checking the dimension again. 3 mm is the hole diameter, and center to center, the distance is 17.5 mm. So 17.5 divided by 2. So we're going to draw two lines here. Now we'll be deleting the extra dimensions over here. Deleting the extra lines, the support lines which are drawn for the holes, right? Now we'll be taking two holes, draw two holes. 0.3. Okay, it's 0.3. Delete the line, and now we'll be extruding it. This is called as extrude cut. This process is here. We'll be selecting the circle areas. We'll be changing the extrude cut as 2 mm. So you can see that when I clicked on cut option, you can see there are two holes that have been cut, and we'll be clicking OK. Now we have got the holes, right? So now we need to repeat it on the same over the opposite side, but it's very simple for the opposite side. We'll be clicking on new sketch, and when you just put your cursor on the surface, right, there will be a circle that is appearing on the opposite side. So you can directly click on the circle over here in the options, put on that, directly you can draw the circles. Done. And now you will be doing the extrude cut again. It's done. So we are done with the extrude cut. So there are two cuts have been completely happened. So now the surface is ready. So now you're required to create the walls of it. So for the walls now, we'll be drawing them again. Hmm. अम्मी जरा स्टव ऑफ करते जरा देरी को अब और एक पानी के साउंड नहीं आया सर के देखो अब ज्यादा तुम बात कर Yeah, sorry guys. I actually didn't see whether the audio was coming or not. I'm really very sorry. This is an embarrassing situation when you do it from home, right? Yeah. So I think you have got to see the drawings, right? So we're done with the drawing. So here now we have drawn the mounting holes. Now we're required to draw the walls of the casing. Uh, we'll be clicking on the surface again. We'll be going for a new sketch. New sketch. We are going for new sketch, and again we'll be drawing the taking a square. So now we'll be drawing over here. So let's change rectangle. So from center point again, it's 26 by 26. 26 by 26. It's done. We'll be adding the fillets again. Fillets of 5 centimeters. It's already been selected, right? So done, done, done. So now we'll be using the option called as offset over here. So click on this. We'll be getting an offset option over here. Offset. So the offset is also selected. So now for this offset has been done. Actually another dimension is also required because the wall thickness here it's showing as 7 mm and we required to change it as 0.2 mm, 0.2 centimeters, which is 2 mm. So it's been done. So now there are small editing works that need to be done. Here we'll be adding a small line. This is done. Done. So actually, guys, sometimes now when you draw them, due to the constraints, now the lines won't accept. So at that time, now the constraint is nothing but the dimension. You can directly delete the dimension over here. Select it, click on delete. It's okay, accept. So you need to remove the fillets because it's over constraint. Delete. So you can see it's completely violet lines over here. So now we can draw it nicely. It's done. So now we'll be using the trim option. Trim, 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 and trim. So the work is done. So now we require to extrude it. So extruding it to 6 centimeters is necessary now. So we are going to extrude it till 70 mm. or 70 centimeter, 7 centimeters, 7 centimeters extrude. So you can see the case has been formed. Now in the rear side of the case, now we require to create slots. So sometimes now this may not be a correct option. In the model tree, now I can delete it. New sketch, and we'll be creating drawing slots over here. Before drawing slots, now we require to draw some lines. So from the midpoint, we'll be taking 1 centimeter, again 1 centimeter, again 1 centimeter, again 1, and again it's 1, again it's 1. So these many. Actually now why we have put these many ones is that we can get the midpoints over here. So for the slots now, we'll be clicking on center point slot. Click on the center point of here, the midpoint. You'll be getting the slot center point, and this is the line. Actually, we are going to create a slot of 4 centimeters. 4 centimeters. And it should have a width of 0.5 mm. It's actually for the letting out the air that has been sucked from the vacuum cleaner. So it's 0.5 mm, or sorry, 0.5 centimeters, which is 5 mm. It's done, and it's for the same over here. So here you can automatically generate them 0.5, and again it for the same over here. 0.5, again over here it's 0.5. Sorry, 0.5. 0.5, 0.5, 4 centimeters, and it's 0.5. So actually over here we actually messed something. So you guys can see over here, right? There is a small gap over here, and we need to rectify it. Click on the dimension, click on the slot length. You can directly input it as 8 over here, and that's enough. So our slots are ready. You can directly extrude it. Oh, that's a problem. Before extrusion, now you need to remove all the lines. Delete all of them. The support lines which we have drawn. Delete, 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 and we'll click on these lines. Delete, delete, delete. So, and it's delete, 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 delete. Oh, and that's it. So I'm deleting the ones. It's delete. So we're done with the deletion of the support lines. So now we are going to extrude cut them. Click on extrude cut. Change it as 2 mm. Extrude cut, 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 and cut. So it's done. So you can see the extrude cuts have been happened. So the rear part is also done nicely. So you can see the rear part is done, and in the front section now you need to create slots for the placing of uh, sensor, which is HCS ultrasonic sensor. I'm going to show you the dimensions of the ultrasonic sensor. So you guys can see over here, right? Right now we are going to measure them. So it is 16 mm in diameter. So we require two holes of 16 mm in diameter, and also the center to center length of these two things is 27 mm. So 27 mm. So we require to draw them. So we'll be moving back to the part. We are going to select line, search for the midpoint, go around 2 centimeters, and now when we have reached 2 centimeters, we require to create 27 mm of center to center line. 27. So when split in half, 10.5 mm straight line. Ten point it's drawn, and from there we'll be directly drawing it as 27.2.7 mm, 2.7 centimeters. We have got it. So now delete the extra constraints over here. Delete the extra line, delete the support line, and now we'll be drawing the circles. 16 mm. Again over here, it's 16 mm, which is 1.6 centimeters. Done. So click on the center line. Go for extrude cut. The extrude cut has been completed. So a slot for the sensor has been completed. Again, we need to draw a slot for the second sensor. Right? We have totally 3 sensors. So again, it's the same process. Go for the midpoint, and around how much length it's got? 4.5 centimeters. So around you can place it around 2 centimeters. 2, and over here you can directly place it as 13.5 mm. From there it's directly 2.7 centimeters. So now we are going to delete the extra constraints or the dimensions, delete the support lines, and now the main center line is there. Directly click on circle option, go for 1.6, again go for 1.6, click on extrude option. We are going to do the extrude cut. So click on extrude cut. It's 2 mm directly. It's done. So now for the opposite side, now it's directly easy. So click on circle, draw the circle over here, 1.6. Again, click on circle. It's been done. Extrude. It's been done. So you can see that the lines have been drawn nicely. The circles have been generated, and also the slots are ready. And now we require to do is a small thing. These parts are done. Hmm. As for here now, yeah, actually we are going to draw a circle over here again. This circle actually serves a different purpose, and select online option. Click on the over here. Go for 3 centimeters. So it's type 2 centimeters. 2 centimeters. And over here now we'll be drawing a circle of around 1 centimeter, 1 cm. It's done. So click on it, and we'll be doing extrude cut over here. Extrude cut, done cut. Again, we'll be moving with this. So actually, when we move on to the opposite side, now we can directly select a circle because the circle will superimpose over here. Here we got the circle. It's 1 centimeter. Done. We'll directly extrude cut it. Click on extrude cut. Done. So you guys can see the first part of the case is ready, right? So there are actually even a small part needs to be done. I'll show you. We are going to create a slot over here. This called as for holding the body. Uh, because the upper lid will be the sliding door. So for sliding door, we require to create an option, right? So guys, you can see over here, I actually selected 4 places where I've drawn 4 rectangles over here using 2-point rectangles, and by using extrude, I'm going to extrude them. The extrude is around 5 mm. 5 mm. Select the areas. Okay, so you can see extrude has formed. And now over here, now I'm going to draw a specialized support over here for the sliding doors. It's 0.2 mm and it's done. Rectangles. 0.2. Again on the other side. Zero point 0.2. Sorry. So now we'll be extruding these rectangles also. Click on extrude. Extrude. Change the direction of extrusion. Extrusion. Okay. on extrude 5 mm. It's done. Okay. So from top view, we have got the sides, and again we need to draw some parts also. For the sliding door, we require another support, right? So for the sliding door, we are going to draw the other support. Change the view. 0.3 and over here 0.3. Click on extrude. Okay. And it's also same for this side also. And for this side now again we need to draw it. Rectangle. 2-point rectangle. Click on the edge. So now we are going to extrude it. Again click on extrude option. Click on extrude. Okay. So the doors for the sliding door has been ready. Click on it. So now extrude this surface again, and it's around 5 mm. So 5 mm done. And this actually acts as a stopper. So over here also we are going to create a support, and this support is very simple. Click on rectangle. So here we're going to actually change it as 0.3 mm, 0.3 centimeter, and again the length is at 16 centimeters. Enter. That's done. So again we require to draw another rectangle on the same place, and this time it also has the same properties. It is 16, and again it is over here is 0.3. So click on extrude, extrude for 5 mm. It's done. So now the slots for holding sliding door has been also done, and also for the mounting holes are also been done for mounting both the sensors and also for mounting the motors. Only the balance which we are left with is the dustbin, and also for the compressor over here. So now what we are going to do is to draw the compressor is nothing but the vacuum pump over here which we are right now using to create a suction pressure from this slot where a rolling brush is placed over here, and also here a dustbin is also created with a slot and it's fitted with a HEPA filter, and that HEPA filter now actually sucks the entire dust and stops the dust from getting out from the vacuum or the dustbin. So now we're required to draw the dustbin, right? For dustbin also we're required to draw the slots. So as for the slots now, click on the surface again, click on new sketch, and for dustbin over here we are drawing a separate slot. Create a rectangle. 2 point rectangle, and it's a boundary wall like thing which we are drawing over here. It is around 2 mm of thickness, 0.2 mm thickness. It's done. 0.2 mm done. And now what we require to draw is the width. Mhm. Yes. Again, we'll be drawing over here. The width of the dustbin is around 4 centimeters, and actually it depends on varying. And for our dustbin now, we actually placed it as 4 centimeter. So it is 4.2 over here. 4.2. 4.2. And the width is 0.2. Hmm. They're actually the holding walls or the walls especially designed to keep the dustbin in its place. So now we have drawn all the three walls which are required. We'll be directly extruding them. Extruding them is up to only not 5 mm, but we are going to extrude it for 2 mm. So it's done. Again, click on it because we require one dimension. Click on dimension. So it's 1.125 and so now we are going to draw the suction compartment of the vacuum cleaner where the suction fan is placed with it. But actually, I'm just directly going to create the shape of the suction container where the motor is held with it. It's 1.125 in width over here. This is the air slot for creating suction, and also over here now we'll be taking a length of it also. Dimension from this line to this line. How much it is? It's 1.69 6.692. Accept. So we have two dimensions which are very crucial for developing the chamber. So for developing the suction chamber, again we require to go for a new part. So going for a new part, click on file, click on new, go for a standard.ipt, and as for the assembly file, as for in Inventor now, whenever you draw a part, it is named as part with the extension called ipt.ipt. So here we will be selecting standard.ipt. Click on create option. Over here now we are going to draw the suction chamber. Suction chamber. Click on start 2D sketch. Go for the ground plane. We are going to generate the shape of the suction chamber. Suction chamber shape is around. Before drawing a new partner, again you need to change the document settings. Units are centimeters and the mass is kilograms. Apply. Close. Go for the sketch. Select circle. Circle is of around 5 centimeters. Selector line. It's around 4 centimeters. 4 centimeters. It's done. Draw. And now when over here comes, it is the inlet section. Over here we have drawn the outlet section, and over here also now we need to remove the constraint, which is the dimensions. Because now when modeling, sometimes now dimensions won't accept some trimming applications, or at that time now you need to remove them. So over here now draw a line. It's 4 centimeters 4, and as for the width, we'll take it as 1.16 1.66. Draw a line. So this is the inlet and this is the outlet over here. So actually we can reduce the outlet, but actually it's not a problem over here. We'll be extruding them. Extrude. It is around 10 mm, and actually suction system actually depends on the motor size. If you want to design a small motor using a general DC motor's length is around 34 mm, which is 3.4 centimeters. And if you consider the impeller or the suction or the fan which is being fitted inside for creating suction. In basic words, I have told fan, but it's actually called as an impeller. And that impeller, no, it can be of around a width of 2 centimeters. So usually it is a 5 centimeter part in height. So we'll be extruding it to 5 centimeters. And if we give an allowance, it is around 4 to 5 mm allowance we need to give it. So it is considered as 5.5. 5.5 centimeters extrusion has happened. And sorry, again we're going to extrude it. Extrude 5.5, and we'll be going for the advanced option. Over here now, we are going to add join. Click on the balance surfaces. You can actually put an extrusion of your choice, and generally enough for section we are reducing its size of around 2 centimeters, 2 cm, and it is also same for the exhaust port, and this is the inlet port. So as for the exhaust, you can see okay. So over here at the inlet now, for creating suction, we need to actually make it into a shell because it's entirely a solid surface. So go for the shell option over here, click on shell. It will be asking how much thickness the shell or the case should be of. We'll be naming it around 2 mm of thickness. It's done. Okay. So over here the face should be removed. So you can draw a shape on it. And we'll be going for fillet, confillet, fillet, fillet, and fillet. It's done. So now we are going to extrude cut it. Extrude cut of 2 mm. 2 mm. Okay. So you can see the inlet has been created over here. And as for the outlet now, you need to again create one. Over here, we are going to draw a rectangle. And over here also now we are going to add the fillets. Fillet, 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 and fourth corner fillet. Done. It's been nicely done. We are going to again extrude cut it. Click on the surface, click on the extrude, and it's done. So you can see our suction unit has been done nicely. So our suction unit has been done completely. So we are going to create an assembly before that. So now once we are done with the part now, you may get a doubt how to check whether the part is fitting with the assembly or not. So now I'm going to show you a basic assembly example. Means while developing now, we'll be having some doubts. To clear them now, I'm going to show this. Before that now we have to save this part. Click save change to part 12. Yes. And you can share it on whatever file you love. So I'm going to name it as part 2 robot vacuum cleaner. So it is in short form, I'm going to name it as RVC, part 2 RVC, save. And over here now, again, I'm going to save it as, okay, save changes to part 2. Again, I'm going to name it as part 1 RVC, save as, save. So now in the assembly, we are going to call them, go the file which was saved, open, the part is open, again, place. We are done with it. So now we are going to join and check whether the part has been is going to sit carefully on it. So now we are going for the constraint option. If it's not visible, you can actually move the surface, move the part. So before now, so doing the constraint now, going for constraint. We need to select the surface and we are going to join the surfaces first. Select the surface, apply. So you can see the part has sat very nicely. So I'm going to change the appearance of it. Appearance, we'll place it as a gold color, a different one. So you guys can see it has sat very nicely, and even on the top view also now there are no conflicts with the other parts. You can see the exhaust port is also facing very nicely to the rear end, and also the inlet section is directly with the surface. You can see it is directly from where the inlet section or where the roller brush is to be placed. It's there nicely over there. So now we are going to go with this, and we'll be going to complete the other parts also. File, open, and as for again, we require to draw the new shape again. We require to draw a new item, which is the dustbin. Standard IPT create, and over here now we'll be starting with the 2D sketch. Click on it, start 2D sketch. We're going with the sketch. XY segment. Go for rectangle. For rectangle, now you're going to use this center point rectangle. Change the document settings. Units around centimeters, and for mass it's kilogram. Apply. Close. And again for the sketch, go for the rectangle. The width is around 4 centimeters, 4 cm, and as for the length, it is around 12 centimeters. So now I'm going to extrude it. Click on extrude. But before extruding now, I require to do other part, half part of it. Extrude. I'm going to extrude it around 6 centimeters of extrude. 6 centimeters extrude has completed. Extrude has been done. Click on the surface. Over here again we are going to draw a new line of 1 centimeter. So it's done. Go for the extrude. And here it's 12 centimeters. Follow. Over here we try to draw a slot over here so that dust collection can happen. So it is the inlet for the dust collection. So on the line we will be searching for the midpoint, and from below now it's around 1 centimeter. Sorry, we'll be going for 3 centimeters. So over here we'll be selecting a center point rectangle. Or else we'll do one thing, we'll take it as 2 centimeters. And as for the rectangle now, it is length is around 6 centimeters and width is around 2 centimeters. So it's done. So as for the outlet now, over here we are going to actually create two things. 9 0.5. To the end. It's done. Again line 0.5. 0.5 into the end. It's done. Remove the constraints. Now we can directly trim the lines. Click on the line which we need to trim. So it's done. So now we are going to extrude cut it again. Extrude. So it's only 2 mm of extrude is required. Sorry, 2 mm of extrude cut is required. So it's around 2 mm. And as for this now, we're going to convert it into a shell. And 2 mm of thickness. 3 mm. Convert. You need to further cut it actually around a further 2 mm. 4 mm. Before this now we'll convert it into a shell. Shell is of around 2 mm. It's done. And now we are going to extrude cut it. Extrude cut of around 2 mm. 2 mm. So it's done. So you can see over here empty space being generated, and on the top also now we need to remove the surface. So for that now we'll be taking a 2-point rectangle. So actually the black lines which are appearing over here are nothing but the shell's inner walls. So over here now the inner wall we have got them. So select a point from there until the case is going to end. So now we are going to extrude cut it. Extrude cut around 2 mm. So it's done. So you guys can see over here the dustbin has been created. So now this for this dustbin also now we are going to place sliding doors. So for sliding doors now we'll be using the option called sketch sliding doors extrude. For creating supports now go on the surface. Create rectangles. That's the dimension. So now we are going to extrude it as extrude it around 4 mm. 4 mm. On this surface now we are going to draw a slot. So the first slot is like so select a rectangle, select the point. For 2 mm now, around 2 mm we are going to place for 2 centimeters or 3 centimeters. Yeah, 3 centimeters is the right. And again from here, it's so it's 4.8, and over here now the width is around 0.2 mm. 0.2 centimeters. So now click on extrude. Cancel it. Again click on extrude. So now the first one will be selected. 4 mm. Click on OK. And again on the same side we'll be repeating the same thing. Click on rectangle. Select on over here. For 3 tab 0.2. Then we'll be drawing a new. So the width is around 0.2. Go for the extrude. Click on extrude. Okay. So you can see the dustbin has been created. So you can color the dustbin in whatever shape you want. And as for here now, it's for the sliding door. So we have the slots over here. You can remove the sliding door, pour the dust away, and again you can replace it. And also the rear side now, we need to place a section for HEPA filter. So we'll be going for the standard small size HEPA filters, which we find is around 11 centimeters in length and having a 4 centimeter in width. So since the length is around 4, that's the reason we'll be going for 0.5 mm. It's 6.4 centimeters. So when you try to draw a line from over here, it's 1 centimeter. From, and from there it is 0.5 centimeters. 0.5. Go for a rectangle. Click on over here. It's directly width is 4. Sorry, it's length 7 and width is 4. Click on length is 7 and width is 4. That's done. And you directly need to extrude it. And before that time, we need to remove the extra support lines. So the drawing will be neat. Now over here, click on extrude, and extrude cut. And it's around extrude cut is around 2 mm. 2 mm. So I got the thing. But the height of the HEPA filter is around 5 mm. So around 8 mm. So once it's 8 mm now, here already we have 2 mm of thickness. So we require another 6 mm of width over here. So for that now, we'll be drawing a rectangle again on the surface. We're going for that. And while doing so, first select edges around 0.2 and edges around 0.2. It's done. Go for the rectangle. Click on rectangle. So it is 11.2. So it's 11.4 right now. 11.4, and the width is 4.4. 4.4. So now we have got a rectangle over here, right? So now we'll check the dimension. Cross check it. It's 0.2. Again over here, it's 0.2. So the wall thickness. So now we'll be direct extruding the wall thickness over here. We'll delete the support lines. Go for the 3D model extrude. And sometimes now you can directly click on escape. And as for this now, again we need to draw a rectangle over here. That's the internal rectangle. Eleven. So now we'll be directly clicking on 3D model, extrude, click on the surface, and we require is 6 mm of extrude. 6 mm. It's done. So now you guys can see this is the slot where we can place the Hepa filter. A standard Hepa filter size has been drawn over here. So now we are going to save the part. Save changes to part 13, and we are going to save it as part 3 RVC because it is robot vacuum cleaner. Part 3 RVC. Save. Now it's done. In the assembly now we are going to add them. So go for place, search for the part. Yeah, part 3 RVC. Open. It's done. If you get a second, it's showing for a second decimal like this means you can click on escape. Now we'll be going for a view. So you can see the dustbin has come. So now we are going to place both of them. So now to place them, we require to create an option called as constraint. We'll be going for the constraint. We'll be selecting the surfaces. First now the first surface is over here. So in the center we'll be placing a surface arrow, and now the rest surface is ours is over here. So place a approximate arrow. You can see that, right? So over here you can see there is a bit of problem which has occurred, but actually no, it will occur. So first click on apply, and now we need to change the surfaces, right? For that now you need to select the surface over here and over here. Go for the surface over here, select the surface, again go for this surface. Now click on apply, and now to adjust it again we need to select the rear surface, which is the rear surface, and from the front part, so it's done. Apply. While assembly now, sometimes due to the surface properties, if you don't give them correctly now, this other parts may get removed, but don't worry regarding them. Again you can fix them. Similarly, first surface is this thing, click on it. Next is the bottom of the surface, click on it, apply. If it's not applying now, then just do one thing, Control Z, go for the previous assembly part, go for an arrow over here. Again we are going to do is the directly assembling them, but this time now we need to be careful with the process. The process is very simple. For everything now, this is our first surface. So while constructing them now, we should make sure this is our first surface. So first surface is done, and the bottom surface. Apply. Since the surfaces are not correctly maintained now, we need to do is a simple thing. It's done. Apply. So guys, you can see over here, we actually both the display and the suction chamber over here, and almost three parts have been done, and it's the working of assembly. And for tomorrow now, we'll be completing the other parts like the fitment of the tires and other parts which I left off, like the lid and everything. So till now for today, we have already completed 50% of the work, and for tomorrow's workshop and in tomorrow's workshop now, we'll be completing the other part. Okay, so I'm going to end the session now. So if you guys have any doubts, you can ask me.